Okay, y'all, this one's fighting us pretty good. Right there, there's a Allen headed plug. It's got to come out, and this has got to go in. And it don't want no part of it. I can't get it out. 6mm Allen is too small. 8 is too big. 1/4 inch don't fit. Unless that's not a 1/4 inch. I assumed it was because it's in the holder. I guess I need to double check that, but can't get nothing to fit in there. I'm fighting it non-stop. I've been fighting it for probably 2 hours now. But we did get our dipstick in. So our dipstick's right there. We did get new timing tabs, the ones I had yesterday, which is over here. These timing tabs, lesson, note to self, check the package. This is a small block, not a big block. So them fit a big block. These fit a small block. Says a small block there. So I'm gonna try that. Could not find any for 7-inch balancer. These are for an 8-inch balancer. I just assume it's gonna stand off a little bit. So we'll figure that out here shortly. But I gotta get that out first. If I don't get that out, I mean, I'll have to pull the motor back out too. I ain't gonna keep working on the other stuff. I've got to get that out first. So that's next. It's next up. I'll be working on it for the next days if I don't get it. Okay, y'all, we got it. You can see there it's missing. It's right here. That little piece of work. But anyway, the 7mm is too big. 6mm stripped the hole out basically. 1/4 wouldn't go in there. So what I did, I got it basically about half rounded it out with a 6mm. And then I got that 1/4. I had a 1/4 actual Allen wrench. I couldn't get in there. Couldn't get on it to beat it in there in place. So I went and bought this next door and stuck it up there and just beat it in there to where it locked in and pulled it out. But I'm gonna have to try to beat it back out to get it off. But I got what I needed to out, and I don't have to pull the motor. Let me see if I can steady you here and zero you in on what we was working on. See that little hole there? I know it's not perfectly steady. But anyway, that's the hole we was working on. So now we've got to get this in here. And it looks like you can just bend over and screw it right in, right? Nope. You gotta go up on the truck. You can't get to it from up here. There's too much stuff in the way. But another big exciting thing we did, if y'all remember from the last video, there was something really wore out. There it is. That's old school stuff too. July of, I think that's 2000. I think it's 2000, so that's old school. Look at that. Manufactured for whatever, but it looks like it's in USA. Damn, Ronnie be happy about that. He might even pay extra. I won't tell him what I actually did. We'll raise it up a little bit and tell him it was whatever, but that's what we're looking at, and that's why it's no longer any good. They hollowed the thing out. So you got 1/4 inch of rubber holding everything instead of 3 inches of rubber. But anyway, we got our transmission mount. What Ronnie was wanting, and it's made in the US, it looks like. So but it might be in Canada, but I'm sure Ronnie's fine with that. Unsealed USA company. Whatever. I think it's made right here, but I doubt it. There ain't much made here anymore. But if that's made here, we got it. And if it's not made here, we still got it. So anyway, I got to get up underneath there and get this switch in. And then I got that one blessed, you know, the blessed one up top. I ain't got that bolt in yet. I mean, it's in, but it's not tight. About halfway tight. I got to tighten that thing up. And I got a sneaky suspicion we'll have to cut a header out around this temperature sending unit. And then we got to get the power steering pump on that we do not know how to put on. And the air conditioning. I forgot all about the air conditioning compressor, but it goes on top of all of that. And then the radiator. Radiator will be easy, but the rest of that stuff, I ain't looking forward to it. But anyway, we'll get to it here in a minute, and I'll let you know. Breaking news. Breaking news. The reason the Allen wrench wouldn't fit it, it's a damn square. It's not octagon. It's designed. See, it's square. Guess what? That's square. Same hole. It's designed for a 1/4 inch ratchet to go in. Nobody told me. What happened was, I assumed. You know what happens when you assume? I had this freeze plug kit over here, and we use this to plug the oil plug. I mean dipstick tube in every one of them's Allen. And I assumed them was Allens. And you know what happens when you assume? It makes out of me and you. Well, that's what happened. It made it out of me, and I just showed it on TV, so I made it even worse. Most people wouldn't have showed that, but I did. Okay, y'all, we're getting ready to put this header on. We are not going to have to cut it. It's going to clear that header. I mean, that temperature sending unit. That's what we was worried about. It's also clearing the oil sending unit back there. That's going to be good. We did do the transmission mount while we was under there. That's the old mount. That's the other piece to it. It went up in there, something like that. The unfortunately, I got another one. I showed y'all in that earlier video. Got another one I showed you guys in that earlier video, but the it's too wide. The width here was like so it didn't work. So I went and got this square one. Okay, now I put that square one in there, but stud's not in the right place. It broke the stud off when I set it down. So we're gonna have to get another one. We're gonna have to get this one, but this one has got square edges on it where it don't hit the pan, where that other one was more round, and it was too long. The width here was twice as wide. So I'm gonna put Ronnie on finding me one of these. I need this particular one with the screw in the right spot. See that one, the screw was offset just a little bit, and when I set it down, it didn't break the screw, but it must have pushed the screw out of the rubber, pushed it up in there. It's still sticking down. I still got the nut on it, but you can't tighten it up because the nut's just turning. So that there, she's coming along. We're getting ready to put this other header on there, get it tightened up, and we'll see what we can do from there. But it's sitting in there. We got to put the gasket and get the other header bolts. You guys, this thing's kicking my butt for some reason. But look what I did find. Look. Oh, I'm probably drowned in you here. That's been off the truck. Is it liquid down in there? I'm gonna drop it down there. it's basically still holding gas down on top of the 4-barrel. But guess what? We got her sitting pretty. We got a new carburetor on it. I got the PVC valve in it. I got all the vacuum lines hooked up to it. I've got the distributor in it. I got all the distributor lines hooked up, or spark plug lines hooked up. I got the water neck on it, alternators on it, all the exhaust is on it. She getting real close. I got to get this off of it, this off of it, this out of it, and she'll be ready. She'll be ready to go. I gotta figure out how to get that off. Get all that stuff off of it, and we'll fire it up. I did put the new distributor cap, rotary button in it. Put new spark plug wires on it. I mean, new spark plugs in it. I do still have to put this on there. I ain't got that to that yet. We're gonna have to put the radiator in this thing before I can fire it up, because the transmission lines, if I fire this thing off without the radiator in it, the transmission is gonna blow all its fluid up. I don't have to necessarily have antifreeze or nothing in it, but I need to have that transmission cooler hooked up to something. Theoretically, I could start it right now. It'd fire off, everything's hooked up, except the throttle, but hell, it'd be at idle, but it would be all right. So I can start it now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to finish up and finish the little odds and ends where I can pump the gas and all from inside the truck, put the radiator in it, and pop it off, see if it's going to start. I'm assuming, you know what assume does. I hate using that word, but I'm assuming I'm at top dead center. I'm pretty sure I am, 95% sure. And look, y'all, I actually read a book in firing order and figured out yada yada yada. But you can do it off the intake. It's got it written on the intake, but I'm better if I can actually see it. So got everything on it, and we're going to finish up this carburetor here and get these other pieces switched over, and then we're gonna fire it off. So stay tuned. Okay, y'all, I'm not exactly sure how close I am on the timing. So basically, I'm gonna bump this motor, try to get a little bit of gas up in the carburetor, and see if I'm anywhere close. If I'm on it, it'll fire up. If I'm 180 off, it's gonna backfire and spit and pop and shit and not do anything. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna sit you up here on the tripod. I got a sneaky suspicion it's probably gonna fire up, but just in case something weird goes on here, we'll get you up where you can see something. If the damn thing blows apart, y'all will be the first one to know. This is the positive. Positive goes like hell. Damn. Awful tight. Awful tight. Good and tight. Keep your tape that tight. Here's the ground. Okay, y'all, if I got the key, yeah, I've got the, got it ready, I believe. We'll see. Maybe nothing. Well, okay, y'all. Something ain't hooked up, because she ain't hot. Must not have nothing hooked up. Something in the starter. Let me get under it. Well, I don't know, y'all. I got to find out where the power is and trace the power back and find out all that good stuff. So I'll let you know something shortly. Okay, y'all, here's the starter. I got it pulled out. It's the hotline. Okay. You got two lines on there. You got one on this side and you got one on this side. Why is that nut loose? Damn, wonder why that's loose. So I get to thinking, I took one loose to get the wires off of it, to put it in the wire loom. I bolted it back on the wrong damn one. That goes to ignition power. This one goes to start. Now you're never gonna start unless you put the wire on the right one. And that was an absolute son of a witch doctor to put in. Put them headers down there. I did all this in series where stuff like this I wouldn't have to deal with it. But I ain't perfect, so here we go. We're gonna put it back in there and wire it up the right way this time and see what goes on. Well, let's see what you're gonna do. We got it, y'all. It's close enough. That means I'm right on the timing. Now, all I got to do is get my timing light and get my timing set, and we're off to the races. I moved the timing a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna get water on it and then we'll fire it off some more. Okay, y'all seen that fire up. On the next video, we're gonna tune it up and finish it up here. So give us a thumbs up for filming it. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already, and we'll catch you on the next one.